Most of the roles I've played are kind of like angry, like snarky girls, but they're smart.
So I really, really enjoyed working in civil society and in organizations in Tunisia. And I want to stay connected, but I also really want to be in the US.
If I made it back from Iraq in one piece, alive, somehow, some way, I was gonna make it in radio.
Major funding for Arab American Stories was provided by Mohammed and Jamie El Arian, the Arab American Community of Michigan, the Arab American Community of Houston, Texas, the American Syrian Arab Cultural Association of Michigan. Additional funding was provided by
A new generation of Arab Americans are making their mark. Actress Alia Shawkat is best known for her role on Arrested Development. Now she's a rising independent film star. Mariem Masmoudi is a college student trying to figure out how to merge her American and Tunisian identities and have an impact on both societies. And DJ Ace Montaser is a popular late-night voice on Detroit's airwaves after serving as a U.S. Marine. 23-year-old Alia Shawkat's acting pedigree matches her eclectic background. She's an American of Iraqi descent on her father's side, and Irish and Norwegian on her mother's. Alia can play a rebellious Palestinian-American teenager, as she did in the 2009 indie film America, just as convincingly as her roles in cult favorites like Whip It and Arrested Development.
The drive from LA to here is like the smell of the desert all of a sudden reminds me of home. My family, that always means home, I guess, where my family is. My name is Alia Shawkat, and I am a person, a human being. I'm almost 23. I live in California, and I'm an artist.
Okay. You got it. Looks like you got a friend. Settle down.
What's cooking?
So pretty.
So you're making, huh? You helping Bibi?
Yeah, just wrapping.
I know she taught you last time to make the burek, right?
Yeah, is this Iraqi, this kind of domer?
This is Iraqi from Baghdad.
Did your mom teach you how to make it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's a Mediterranean dish, so that every country makes it a little bit different, yeah.
I'm half Arabic, and then my mom is Irish, Norwegian, Sicilian. That's where I get my freckles from. And she was born in LA. Yeah, that's my father. He's from Baghdad. Came over in like the 70s and brought my grandmother over as soon as he could afterwards. And then his like 2 siblings. My grandma, I call her Bibi, is very close to me. My dad's side of the family is like the only connection to my Arab sides. And every time I come home, I feel back into that world again, somehow connected to the culture. Because I've never been, the closest I've been is Lebanon. When I was 6, I came up to my parents and said, I want to be on TV. I can do that. And my mom was kind of hesitant at first. By the time I turned 9, she said, let's get headshots taken and send them to agents. And they were like, yeah, she's a little too ethnic for anything that we have right now. And then we drove to LA, and I auditioned for an agent, and then it just kind of started from there. In my first week of auditioning, I had a Gap commercial, that I got. And then on that Friday, I had an audition for a movie called Three Kings, which is where I played like an Iraqi refugee. Should I do more cabbage?
No.
Oh, that's good.
But it only takes a half hour to cook, right?
You gotta طول اليوم.
طول على النار 9 ساعات.
Oh, 3 hours.
3 hours?
Mm-hmm. After half an hour, put in tomato sauce.
Most of the roles I've played are kind of like angry, like snarky girls, but they're smart. So I'm like, I guess that's kind of a quality of myself. I think I've grown nicer the last couple of years.
Let's open this up. What do the rest of you think? What are the reasons behind terrorism?
Political injustice and resistance to occupation, Mr.
Let's give
Jones.
someone else a chance, okay? Patty.
You would ask him. I played Selma and Amrika. You guys want to have some fun?
I really don't think it's a good idea. What if someone sees us?
Who cares?
It's about this woman who brings her son. They come from Palestine to this small town in the U.S. and the problems that they deal with and just the relationships they make with people and stuff. And it's a beautiful movie, but it's not preachy at all. It's just like showing a family. And I really want to do more, work like that. That's showing that side of Arab Americans and Arab culture as being like, to do comedies without it having to be like a heavy topic.
Hurry up, someone's coming! Run!
It was fun to play like that smart kind of like aggressive character.
You are grounded 1 month. فهمتي؟
What? This is ridiculous!
Auntie, Jim is a friend of mine.
ما تتدخلش انت. بديش بناتي يتصرفوا زي بنات الامريكان. Drinking with drugs or God knows what.
Is that all you think that people do here?
Yes.
Well, here's a shocker, Mom. We live in America. We're American!
اسمع حبيبتي.
Like any project, any good project, humanizes, like shows a real story where you connect to the characters and you feel like you're with them for an hour and a half or whatever. And yeah, and so I think it's great to, I've been lucky to play some Arab Americans. And then I usually just sit and watch TV until dinner shooting. I consider myself, I'm American, even though I'm like a mix. I feel like I don't look that ethnic, but it is something I always joke about. Garlic, tomato sauce,
Tomato
pepper.
sauce, yeah, pepper, everything. See?
I still, most of the time, lose parts to blonde girls. I always want to come home here and like the first place I come to eat is like here. She's just like the best chef, and I do feel very lucky to have her here. I have to learn all these meals. I have them written down in the backs of journals and stuff, but I really have to practice.
Oh, okay.
Do you have to spoon this out?
Oh my God, huh? Are you gonna get this the bottom top of it, or this is?
Okay.
Oh, you done?
Yeah.
Okay.
خلي الخواشيق هناك.
I'm very proud because my father is a very, hopefully he's not overhearing this, but he's a very brave, strong man. And he came over here, with like $200 in his pocket, like that whole thing. And he's just a fearless, kind of like a barracuda of a person. And I think that comes from the way he was raised, working hard, always taking care of his family. And it's all about taking care of other people and his family. No, she said she got the basil from the country. It's just such a beautiful culture that, I'm so proud to be Arab, and I want, so much, and I know I will in the future become more connected with that.
نني نني جاك النوم أمك قمرة وبوك نجوم.
Mariem Masmoudi has 2 homes, one in Charlotte, North Carolina, the other in Tunisia. She always thought being Tunisian, Muslim, and American was a single united identity until she attempted to organize youth in post-revolution Tunisia. Now she's back at the University of North Carolina as a senior and wondering how to bring together her family's desires and personal dreams.
So I started like the first semester of school, and I'm preparing to talk to figure out which professors are going to write letters of recommendation and like all that kind of stuff. Over winter break, I mean, I had been following with my family what was going on in Tunisia, which was just started off with one act of, you know, a man lighting himself on fire in desperation, and then it became protests from the south that moved northwards and into like larger cities. I Skyped my dad and I started presenting to like the grand jury this argument of for me to go to Tunisia, and this is the right time, and I've never felt more sure about something ever in my life.
But what about your school? What about your education? Finish your degree and then go back in Tunisia. 4 months are not going to make a big difference. You know, building a democracy takes time. It's going to take years. You still have opportunities to go back and help.
I have like tactics for dealing with my parents and techniques, and they're very well refined over the years, and so I couldn't just like pop it out right then. I needed to like let it simmer in my own mind and come up with very logical and, you know, just very well polished arguments.
So many other Tunisians gave their lives for our country, so the least I could do is have my daughter help with whatever she could help with.
But they were both really involved in kind of protests and demonstrations, student protests when they were in high school. They went to high school together, my parents. So this is the kind of thing that my family's been waiting for and my countrymen have been waiting for, and I still can't believe it's really happening.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Of course I'm ready.
When I got to Tunisia, things just started happening like clockwork. In the end, it was 6 of us who came together and we founded this organization called Salti, which means 2 things at once. It means my voice and it means my vote.
It was like a Greek assembly or something of all these citizens trying to figure out what they want to do for their country. It was really cool.
A person trying to like figure themselves out. That's what the country felt like, and I'm sure still feels like. And so I've known the country, but it was a completely different side that I saw, and it was different people that I talked to, and it was different conversations that I was having. It was very different. I mean, when we used to go in the summers, it was super touristy. I didn't see so much of a difference between me and like tourists who were going from France or Italy or whatever.
The first 3 months were like really difficult. The friends that I developed were the people that I worked with, basically, who we were in each other's faces 24 hours a day.
Sometimes, I mean, I just get annoyed when people ask me, what's better, Tunisia or the US? Or where would you rather live? I don't have to choose. I don't see why I have to, and I refuse to choose. I like both of them. And it's actually something beautiful that I have this other aspect of myself, that I'm not just Tunisian, I'm American, and I'm not just American, I'm Tunisian. I'm also a very deeply religious person, and I see no part of my life as being contradictory to that. And I'm very proud of that, because I feel like I've negotiated my own way. It's like rooted in, obviously, in what my parents taught me or told me or showed me or read to me. But it's a little bit different because it's Americanized a little, and it's also a little Easternized, and it's a little bit different.
I want like black curtains. That's what I want. That's what I need.
Don't you have some extra curtains?
Do we have extra curtains? They're probably not cute though.
They don't have to be cute.
No, they do. Yeah, they have to be cute. They have to be cute. Okay. This is my second semester, my last semester of undergraduate.
Yeah.
I'm living in a cute house in Chapel Hill, right before Franklin Street, right behind Franklin Street. So I want it to be nice. I gotta go out with a bang.
So I really enjoyed working in civil society and in organizations in Tunisia. And I want to stay connected, but I also really want to be in the US, at least for the time being.
Mommy, thanks. This is so cute. Oh, coffee.
Some coffee, yep. I made this strong.
Oh my God, and it's hazelnut. Thanks, Mommy.
You're welcome, Zena.
Where is she going?
I'm gonna miss you, hello.
Good to miss you too, Mommy.
Do you need help in anything?
I don't even know what I have left. It was an incredible experience, but I have to keep reminding myself that because it was also a really difficult experience. It was really, really stressful and exhausting and really difficult, and I don't know, might take a little bit more time to fully appreciate.
عايشك ربي يعيشك مقرب القداس
عايشك I'm gonna miss you.
مقرب القداس وابدا حضر عندك شويه وقت حضر الالسات.
LSAT.
ايوه.
I got LSAT.
راهو يلزموا 1 year or 2 years راه مش تقول
I know.
مش تقول عندي الوقت ما عندكش وقت. This was our dream when we were growing up, and finally our daughter has a chance to live her dream, and for us to live our dream through her, for her to go back to Tunisia and help contribute to building a new democracy in the Arab world. This is something that we've been dreaming about, and we never thought we would see in our lifetime.
Born in Brooklyn, New York, to a traditional Yemeni Muslim family, Abdul Ace Montaser broke away from the ideology of his parents to pursue an all-American lifestyle. He joined the military after high school and followed his passion for radio and music to a career at a top 40 station in Detroit.
I was like, that's it. We're going to war. This isn't supposed to happen, Airplanes don't fly into buildings by accident. No day's the same, but it's war. So it sucked. If I made it out of Iraq, I'd get on the radio. I wasn't gonna let myself down. All right, my name is Abdul Montaser, Ace on the radio here at Channel 955 FM in Detroit. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, born and raised, but my parents are from Yemen. I've always loved music. I think part of it is when I was growing up, we weren't really allowed to listen to music because I was kind of in a religious household. Not too religious, but religious enough where music, especially American music, it's bad. As far as radio, that also started at a young age. I really was passionate about it. I would just hear these voices coming out of these metal squares, and I was just wondering, who the hell are these people? Who are these people? Because I can see the weatherman or the news anchor. I see them, but I couldn't see who these radio people were, and it just drove me nuts. I wanted to know who they were. How do I do that? I want to do that. I just felt like, I hate to say it, but the military was just always in the way. It just was. I felt like I'm 3 years behind. Right after high school, I knew I didn't want to go to college. So what I did was I joined the Marines. As far as joining the military as an Arab American or Muslim, it's not really, what your parents want you to do. Just being honest. It's not what they want you to do. They weren't too happy about it, but I don't listen to people. It's just something about me. I don't listen to people. I do what I want to do. So I joined in September 2000. That's when I went to boot camp. Obviously, the year after I joined boot camp, 9/11 happened. And so that made things very awkward with family and people I grew up with because I'm Arab, Arab American, Muslim, and 9/11. And I'm a Marine, so I ended up going to war, for America. We were in Nasiriyah, Iraq, and I was living in a museum. We were at the Nasiriyah Museum for most of my deployment. The experience was like, it's war. I can't really explain it. You know, I don't think the average person will ever experience anything like that.
Ace, I never really knew that you were in the military, so it's pretty cool that you're doing all this, you know.
Oh yeah.
You got some stuff you're gonna show us. That's sweet.
This.
He's not just a radio guy.
Can we hang this in the studio?
Sure.
For real?
No, it's an Iraqi license plate.
That'd be awesome.
That's a legit, real Iraqi license plate from Baghdad. Actually, it's upside down. That's my actual.
Oh, this. Okay.
Name tags.
Wow.
These were in war.
Okay, so you were in the Marines.
Yeah, I was.
I have a question for you. Was it like frightening or scared when you were over there? Because, you know, a bomb could go off anytime, or you walk around a landmine.
Every day.
Even when you're sleeping? Like,
even when I'm sleeping. I got woken up many times, like, from the middle of my sleep. Like,
I think that would be the most hardest part. It's just like laying around and you're just like.
Actually, I got like no sleep out there. You can't sleep in war. Like, it's just crazy. Yeah.
Seriously though, like, how do you go from being in the military to like radio of all things?
I know you're a big 50 fan. So the story goes like this. I get out of the military, right?
Okay.
In 06.
All right.
You know, keep in mind, I've already been pulled out of college like 3 times. So, I never got to finish, you know, school for radio. I've always wanted to do radio, so I kept getting pulled out. So finally, 06, I get out, and I start classes, you know. I'm studying radio. I'm cutting all my other classes. And I go to the school radio station. I'd be in there nonstop. So I got my own radio show eventually. It's obviously, I'm in Brooklyn, New York, so all the labels are in New York City. So I would go grab music, you know, from the different labels for my show. And I built a small relationship with Jeremy, you know, who's a good friend of mine right now. He was marketing and promotions for G Unit Records. He came to my show and he loved the energy. He just loved the show, loved everything, my enthusiasm. He offered me an internship. So next thing you know, bam, I'm working there. And then I get to meet 50, dude. He asked me what it is that I want to do in the music industry. And I felt like that was my opportunity.
Wow.
And so I just threw it out there. I was like, yo, I want to get on Shade 45.
He did not get you on Shade 45.
Dude, I swear, he got me on Shade 45 like a week later.
Like that.
Like, so within a matter of like, a week, I was hired into G Unit Records and Shade 45. And so it's like my dream came true. There's actually, at one point in time when I was in Iraq, I promised myself that if I made it back from Iraq in one piece, alive, with my mouth intact, I was gonna get on the radio. Somehow, some way, I was gonna make it in radio. And so, for me to be doing it now, I'm just excited and happy. You know, hard work paid off. 955.
Hey Ace, can I request a song?
What do you want to hear?
Drake and Rihanna, Take Care.
I'm the late night host, so I have my own show, late nights, weeknights at 11. And on the weekends, I do a lot of, you know, on-air stuff on the weekends. I host a lot of parties for the station. I do a lot of appearances, and just being a face for the radio station. That's what I do. I go out, represent the station. Every Saturday night, the party's right here at 100 with Channel 955. My name is Ace. I'm already doing what I love to do, which is radio. So this is more of a fun thing for me. BKNY, then I moved out to the Motor City, Detroit, stay fly, Ace walk in and the girls get giddy. If something big happens out of it, cool, but if not, like, I love music, so at the end of the day, this is just almost like testing myself and, you know, challenging myself, because I'm doing radio.
You got a lot to say.
I met Lewis Hensley, who's a guy who listens to 955. I thought he was very talented. I was starting to think, like, you know what? I want to mess with music. Just to try it out, you know? That's what I've been doing for the past few months, just kind of toying with it. I love dance music. I love, like, upbeat, up-tempo music. That's what's really working right now in radio, and so that's kind of the work that I'm doing right now in the studio with Lewis. Maybe have one big song, you never know. I'd love to perform, I think that would be cool. But I don't have any, I'd love for something huge to happen, but I don't necessarily expect that, you know. But if it does, you know, I think that would be awesome. I worked really hard to have this life, you know, to do what I love to do. I get to sit in front of a microphone, play music, talk to an entire city. Like, if I turn this on right now, I'll talk to the entire city of Detroit. That's like the ultimate high for me.
All right, Rihanna, Jay-Z, talk that talk. I got that coming up in less than 10 minutes.
I get goosebumps, like I love it so much. I'm addicted, I'll admit. You know, it's a deep, deep passion. I love it.
Major funding for Arab American Stories was provided by Mohammed and Jamie El Arian, the Arab American Community of Michigan, the Arab American Community of Houston, Texas, the American Syrian Arab Cultural Association of Michigan. Additional funding was provided by